And as a researcher, do you ever come across cases of status inconsistency where some people make up these experiences to kind of fill up some kind of emptiness in their real life?
You're talking about a study that was done early on. The first study that I was able to find that was done, I think, in 1971 or 72. It was right after the Condon Committee recommended that the Air Force close down Project Blue Book. And so funding was then given to social science to try to figure out what was wrong with those crazy people who are seeing UFOs. And so the first study was done by a social worker at a university, and it was status inconsistency. You can read the article on my website.
Yeah, I read it on your website. That's why.
Studies. And one thing that they did that I found interesting was they said, well, women are status inconsistent anyway, so we have to throw out all responses by women. And, of course, people of color are status inconsistent as well, so we have to throw out all of those responses. So we have to look at educated men who live in rural areas and compare them to men who live in cities, who because the men in the rural areas are reporting UFOs more frequently than men in the cities. And is it because they want attention, because they, even though they are hardly educated, they do not have these powerful jobs that the men in the cities have? Well, as they examined the study at a deeper level, they discovered that the men in these rural areas, even though they were highly educated, chose the lifestyle they had. And since they were in a rural area and working outside, or outside more often, in a dark area, they happened to see UFOs more frequently than these men who worked in tall buildings in cities that were very bright. And so there was a lot of difference between these two groups of men. It wasn't status inconsistency. It was simply the location and the opportunity to see UFOs.